In the quiet lands of Aryagrama, peace lived like a gentle breath. Under a warm orange sunset, children played while farmers packed up their tools, ready to head home after a long day's work. The village was a picture of tranquility, but that peace was about to be shattered. Suddenly, a violent crack of thunder split the evening sky. Confused and alarmed, villagers looked up. The sky, once a warm orange, was darkening unnaturally. Black storm clouds twisted and swirled into a terrifying vortex, with lightning arcing through them like giant skeletal claws. A massive shadow began to take form within the storm. Panic set in. What is that? Someone shouted. The sky is tearing open. Another villager yelled, everyone inside. Hurry, but it was too late. From the heart of the shadowy storm, a huge demonic figure emerged. This was Kālidhra, a towering shadow demon with glowing red eyes that promised only destruction. His voice boomed across the land, a chilling prophecy of doom. Tonight, your light ends. With a flick of his wrist, he fired a wave of dark energy toward the village. Houses trembled and splintered on impact. Screams of terror filled the air as people ran for their lives, scrambling for any cover they could find. But far away, on a remote mountain peak, a lone warrior stood with his back to the chaos. A faint blue aura flickered around him as the wind whipped through his hair. He opened his eyes, which glowed with a faint ethereal blue light. This was Vajra, a young but determined protector. He sensed the evil that had arrived. So, the darkness has returned, he said to himself. Without a moment's hesitation, he leaped into the air, disappearing into the clouds with a powerful whoosh, a silent promise to defend the innocent. Back in the village square, Kālidhra advanced on a group of terrified villagers huddled together. Hope seemed lost. But then boom! A massive shockwave slammed into the ground right in front of them, kicking up a cloud of dust and debris. As the dust settled, a figure stood firm between the demon and the villagers. It was Vajra. A wave of relief washed over the people. Vajra! Thank the gods, he's here. One of them cried out. Kālidhra looked down, an amused and cruel smirk on his face. The little warrior returns, the demon sneered. Vajra stood his ground, his voice calm but resolute. Leave this village, he commanded. This time, I won't let anyone fall. The fight began in an instant. Kālidhra swung his massive arm. A blur of dark energy aimed at crushing the warrior. Vajra raised his arms to block, but the sheer force of the blow pushed him back, his feet carving deep trenches in the earth. The air exploded with the sound of their high-speed exchange. Boom, boom, as light and shadow clashed. Vajra gritted his teeth, feeling the demon's immense power. He's stronger than before, he thought. Seizing an opening, Kālidhra landed a devastating punch, sending Vajra crashing into the ground with bone-shattering force. The impact sent dust and rubble flying, completely obscuring the view. For a moment, there was only silence. Then slowly, painfully, Vajra began to rise from the crater. Blood trickled from the corner of his lip, but his eyes burned with unwavering resolve. He clenched his fists, the knuckles white. I won't fall, he declared, his voice ringing with defiance. He planted his feet firmly, centering himself, drawing on a power deep within. A low, rhythmic heartbeat began to echo across the battlefield. Thump, 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 thump. The sound grew louder, faster, resonating with the very ground beneath Vajra's feet, which began to crack under the immense pressure. Blue sparks ignited around him, dancing like tiny stars. The villagers watched in awe, their fear replaced by a glimmer of hope. His energy, it's rising, someone whispered. Another added, he's awakening. Vajra let out a powerful roar that shook the heavens. Vajra power, awaken! An explosive pillar of gold and blue energy erupted from him, shooting straight into the darkened sky. His hair began to glow with a vibrant, otherworldly light, and his aura crackled with raw, untamed lightning. The sheer brilliance of his transformation was so intense that even the mighty Kālidhra had to shield his eyes. The final battle had begun. Kālidhra, enraged, charged forward. But Vajra was no longer there. In a flash, he vanished, only to reappear directly behind the demon. His voice was quiet now, almost a whisper, but it carried the weight of destiny. It's over. He brought his hands together, and between his palms, a massive sphere of pure, condensed energy began to form, emitting a high-pitched, whining sound as it grew in power and intensity. With a final deafening roar, Vajra unleashed his ultimate attack. Vajra Maha-Shakti Roar. He fired the gigantic beam of energy. It shot across the battlefield like a falling star, a torrent of righteous light that slammed directly into the shadowed demon. Kālidhra let out one final agonized scream as the light consumed him, dissolving his dark form into nothingness. As dawn broke, the sun's gentle rays washed over the land. The storm was gone. The sky was clear. The village of Aryagrama was peaceful once more. The villagers, safe and sound, gathered around their hero, their protector. "You saved us, Vajra," one said, her voice filled with gratitude. "You are our protector," another affirmed. Vajra looked toward the rising sun, a symbol of the new day he had fought to secure. His gaze was steady, his purpose clear. "As long as darkness rises," he said, "I will rise stronger."